Tack så mycket. Anna, Harold, Paul, everyone who makes this event possible, thank you. And thank you for being here, Cocoaheads. My name is Jem Ohm. In the San Francisco Bay Area, I led the post-lockdown return of weekly, monthly, and annual events for Apple developers. I now direct One More Thing. One More Thing is the place to be during WWDC week to celebrate, to code, and to make friends for life. This year in AI has been incredible for Apple forward engineers. Generable, LoRa, GLM 4.5, context engineering, agentic orchestration, auto-completion, to name a few. To release the 2025 AI retrospective in book form, I privately interview community members like you, on or off the record, about how our practices have changed in 2025. For this talk, I'm focusing on 3 roadblocks you have hit that have stopped you from becoming an industry leader in AI-assisted coding. Today's talk focuses on destroying these roadblocks. Let's catapult you to a topic expert. Roadblock number 1. I already do that. 85% of enterprise team members do not know the difference between an AI assistant and an AI agent. And that's partly because they're kind of sometimes the same thing. So you're not wrong. But when we use the word AI agent, we are referring to a reusable persona. So who here feels 100% confident that you know the difference between AI assistant coding and an AI agent? Great. You are leaders. So for all of us, there is AI-assisted coding, which is chatbot interaction. And then there's defining AI agents in Markdown files, speccing them out, and giving them reusable personas. This is an example. There are tutorials for overcoming this first step. Installing Claude, Cursor, MCP, and writing your first reusable persona in a Markdown file. So I'm going to move along, because that one's easier to overcome. Our second common roadblock is code quality. It won't compile. We hear, it produces junior level code, so it's not even worth my time. I can't use it because it doesn't support Swift 6. There are all these excuses, and they're not wrong, but they're also not actually blockers. So yes, it does create junior level code, but the way we overcome that is we use context to upgrade your agent from a junior 2021 developer trained on old code to a senior 2025 developer. It's all about choosing proper context. You can add to the Markdown file, who are you? Giving your agent an identity is a strong anchor. What do you know? Telling it what it knows helps it find it and define who it is. Point to a high-quality sample code. Is there an industry leader in Swift 6 concurrency? Point to those code samples. Swift UI, point to those code samples. 3D graphics generation, et cetera, et cetera. Roadblock number 3, multi-agent patterns. So once you have your Markdown files and you've defined an agent and you've learned that you can spec an agent that can be reusable, there's so much more. Who has played beyond that? Thank you. You are a leader. So somehow, if you've gotten to that point, you haven't stumbled upon what you need in order to jump to excellence. Here are the quick hits of the patterns you need to practice. You can have 2 or more doer agents do the same task. And you can have a judge that picks the best result. So you could spec one senior developer based on your coder to your left, and one senior developer based on the preferences of the coder to your right, run them both, and then have a judge designed. Maybe it's modeled after your lead or your staff, and that agent picks the winning result. You can do a doer and a judge and have them take turns. So you can run one agent, then the next, then loop them until the judge says, I accept. That passes my specs. If while you are working you find yourself repeating work or analyses, create an agent for that. These are best practices. You can run many agents in parallel on different coding tasks and come back when they're all done. Spin off 10, that's the general maximum. And go do something else. Your work is done for 6 hours. Best practice to become an industry leader is to grow your own collection of agents. So as you do this, you create these doer and these judge personas, and a persona for keeping track of tasks, for managing code review in your stead, for reviewing your code review, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and you grow a collection. And you may be thinking, can I use this for everything? Yes. So that's everything. This is my call to action on ways, if you're interested in reaching out to me. Every year in June, we have one more thing. We call for volunteers. We call for topic experts to offer Q&A. We call for authors who want to contribute books to our on-site library, sponsors, advisors, collaborators. The 2025 AI retrospective, if you are interested in being shadowed or interviewed, please let me know. I also occasionally run a highly successful book club. So that involves collaborating with a book author, and every 2 weeks we hop on a call with that author and we discuss the chapter we read and we get feedback. That's everything. Any questions?
Have you been doing any of this AI augmented development yourself, or have you just interviewed people doing it?
I've used it in other languages, and I've interviewed people for this language.
Nice.
How are you not running out of tokens with all this 10 agents there?
How are you not running out of tokens with 10 agents?
Yeah.
I just know that 10 agents is generally the agreed maximum on a MacBook. So I would say it probably varies.
And depending on the system, agents have their own context.
How many agents do you max out at?
Usually 8 plus. It depends on what kind of development I do. Whenever I try to set up the development for concurrent development or parallel development, it's usually 4 or 5 that works in parallel at the same time. But usually it's a sort of a framework that does different parts of the development with different specialities. But if you have a proper parallel, usually that's required for those who want to try this. You have to adopt protocol-oriented development, because then you can agree on sort of a common way of speaking between different layers of the app or platform, depending on what you do. And then you can assign agents working on those different layers, still talking in a common language. And then you can spin off, I don't know, usually 10 seems like a good number.
I realized you were asking a different question than I heard. You're talking about running out of tokens on Claude?
Yeah.
Got it. Well, one is you can run out of tokens on Claude. Another option is, I cut this from my talk for time reasons, but another advanced use is for people to be running their own hosted GLM 4.5 or other open source models. Are you doing that?
No,
Okay, but you're interested in doing that.
I want to not run out of tokens.
I don't know if it's cheaper, but it is definitely interesting.
You mean running out of tokens from your subscription?
Yeah, pricing.
Yeah.
Pay more.
I know. There is no max.
It's about,
Well,
I
no
think
max.
I think it's about $3,000 or maybe for a decent home setup. So
Now we can.
it's your choice.
Yeah, sure.
Any other questions? Okay. I have to catch the train back to Linköping, the last one available, so I won't be available very late, but I will be in Stockholm. Well, I'll be in the area for the next week.